back. I'm your host, Adrian. This is another episode of the Unposted Thoughts podcast. What episode is this, Johnny?
I think we're on like our 5th episode.
50? No. We've got an array of topics today, so I'll let Johnny kick it off with the first one.
Starting off the episode, is we have another gaming topic. So it's about Fortnite, of course. It's a big
game.
Big game.
Yeah.
But
we love Fortnite.
A new character is Invincible. I'm not sure if you know that. So basically, what Invincible is.
It's you told me about this. It's the cartoon. It's on Prime, right?
Yes, it is.
I know you got me to watch a couple episodes.
Yeah, I did like it. I did like it a lot.
Yeah, well.
So the show Invincible is basically like taking your Justice League array of heroes and just making it rated R. Blood, gore, more violence.
What about cuss words? Do they cuss?
No, they don't. Not to my knowledge.
So it's still very like hero heavy.
Yes, very hero heavy. You know, you got your flying, your super strength.
Yeah,
the whole
I did
jumbo.
see that on the Fortnite shop page. A couple of the characters from Invincible.
That Invincible show. Yeah, they usually have a good array of the people from the show. They don't just add one.
They'll add a few, and I mean I thought it looked dope, especially for the new season that Fortnite's in right now. Definitely brings a different like twist. You know, you're not just seeing the generic like Marvel, DC Universe or the Ghost Rider characters. You're seeing a little more current animations.
Yeah, I know. Like with a lot of this media, they're taking in from Fortnite specifically. Like your younger audience. I know it's mostly youngins out there that play Fortnite.
Hey.
They need something new to grasp, to buy, to use, and.
I actually hadn't played in like a good maybe 2 months, 3 months.
2 months.
Well, we haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't played.
But
it's just the same loop for me. New characters, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, it's changed. You should check it out because I think I hit you up about Invincible being on the shop.
You did.
But I think you should definitely play this season. It's improved a lot since the last time we played, which was probably like 7 months ago.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I know.
But I didn't play for a good 2 months. Finally, I hopped on because I got charged for the Fortnite crew on my credit card. So I'm like, okay, dude, this is the second or third month I pay for this thing. I need to get in there and see what's going on. I turned off my Fortnite crew subscription just because I don't have time to play. I'm a new dad, so I'm like busy with the baby, busy with this youngin here, busy with my wife. So I was lucky enough to get, an hour or two of game time, like maybe 3 nights ago when I texted you.
Correct. Yeah.
And I mean, it looks good. I'm excited for the new season. And for those of you that watch Invincible, that are on Prime, that watch these new animations, these new cartoons, like Johnny said, that are rated R, definitely check it out. I'm excited. It brings a new twist. Another thing I wanted to discuss, your former speaker, Nancy Pelosi. Do you know who she is?
I recognize the name, but I haven't attached her face.
She's that weird old lizard-looking lady that's always behind Biden.
Podium?
Yeah, and she pretty much was coming out speaking. She gave her piece on the whole TikTok ban. And I just want to say this. I don't want to get too political, but she jumped in and said, tic-tac-toe, winner.
Oh. Hey,
cringe when a boomer
tries to make a relevant joke.
Yeah, when a boomer tries to, be hip. I just want to say, very cringy, very not funny. She should stick to insider trading. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Well, the only reason I thought it was funny is because the attempt. That's the only, it brings me back to Hillary with Pokemon Go to the polls. I'm like, what? You're trying to do a run on.
It's boomer like jokes that it's like the common dad joke that's just so not funny.
Or even dad jokes are more enjoyable in my opinion.
Well, a dad joke is actually funny. Let me like rephrase that. But these boomers that want to be hip and cool, like your time has passed.
It's just sour. It's just sour.
Just take a seat, really. I don't want to be like a jerk. But for sure, I just want to say my piece on that. These boomers, especially her that comes out and speaks on what's going on. I get it. It may be her job. She's in politics, but she should definitely take a seat on this one and stick to insider trading. That seems to be what her and her family are best at. Anyway, moving on. Well, allegedly, I don't want to get...
Yeah. Well, we did talk about it last episode about this topic as well, TikTok.
The ban, yeah.
Yeah. And yet again, just like we said last episode,
there's new updates daily. So it's, again, like we said last episode, this is going to be a slippery slope, but it'll definitely be interesting to see what comes out, what comes to light, what the outcome of this entire debacle is going to be.
Yeah. It's just such a... The reason we bring it up multiple times is because it's just... Though many of you think it's... Including me, think it's irrelevant. It's just another app. A lot of people...
It's a big deal.
Use it. You know, not just your young kids. I know every new thing is with the kids now. But I heard
well, that's what all these companies and like all this music that's coming out, these TV shows, everything, they try to get the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a scary situation, you know. I'm sure when you have your children, you're gonna be wary of like what you let your kid watch on TV.
Definitely.
But a lot of this stuff is getting to the kids without our consent, our approval.
Yeah, because kids, you know, they do wander a lot, and not only physically, but of course on the internet space.
Another thing though that I do want to add to that is a lot of people, especially like on Instagram, you'll see people commenting like, oh, you know, watch your kid, do your job, and actually take care of your kid or watch your kid. There's parents that, you know, I'm sure are like me that watch their kid, you know, 24/7, but still this content, this stuff is still being pushed into their face.
It's gonna find a way.
Exactly. Whether it's TV, whether it's, you know, they're at a cousin's, a friend's, this information's still going to get in front of them.
Yeah, because TikTok is not just an app where you just scroll endlessly. I heard it's a news outlet.
A lot of people do get their news from there. I know a lot of people like our age, like adults, get, you know, that instant gratification from just laying there scrolling, watching, you know, absorbing all this content that you see. Especially those people that are like struggling mentally. I don't want to like touch too much on that, but it for sure is like a comfort zone for people that, you know, are dealing with certain disorders, whether it's anxiety or whatever it is. That kind of instant gratification of you scrolling, laughing, seeing funny content. I mean, I'm not mad at it, you know. Yeah, the fact that the U.S. wants to remove this platform, it's going to open a lot of eyes. And like we said, we're going to just see how it plays out. You know, we're just the little man that's able to click on this app and open it. We have no say. You know?
Well, I did hear that the way people are describing this ban is like a Trojan horse, where they're going to implement laws to regulate apps that have access or ask for access to all this information, so they can get a grip on all the other apps that are in the same field.
Yeah, and so, again, back to the previous episode where we talked about, you know, folks not reading the terms of service. This is going to put different verbiage in those terms of service. This is actually going to make people my age, I'm sure, want to read those terms of services. And again, this is one of those situations where it's good and it's bad, but it's a little more good, honestly.
I say so as well.
The only thing that I think, you know, people will see, you know, the ramifications is the people that are benefiting from this platform, whether it's financially or like I just said, you know, emotionally, they get this feeling from being on the platform. But if you're making money on there, and, you know, whatever happens with this ban, if this platform gets removed, it's gonna not only change, those people's lives, and they're no longer gonna be getting a paycheck from this platform, but again, like you just said, it's gonna merge into the rest of the platforms, and it's gonna change the way a lot of these platforms structure pay. And I don't know if that's something we're entirely ready for, at least not right now. A lot of people are making a good ass living out of these platforms, and they're gonna see huge changes.
Yeah, of course. Like going back on one of the things I mentioned, since it's a news platform, like everything, X and Instagram for me are my news sources. Even though it's more Instagram than anything, if they pass this, like I said, like a Trojan horse, they're not gonna, they're not only gonna implement it towards TikTok, they might spread to Instagram or
Yeah,
X.
YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I feel weird calling it X, Twitter, but X now. A lot of the platforms that are providing people with a nice livelihood. It's gonna segue into that again. It's gonna change verbiage in the terms of services, and again, I really don't think this generation of like content creators is ready for it. So the only thing I can say as a new up and comer in the field and the space is the only thing we can do is brace ourselves.
Just brace and start reading the terms of service.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to refer back to the other episode, but really, no one reads the terms of service, and I think we're going to see a lot of that change. We're going to see a lot more woke folk.
Oh, definitely. They're already here.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything you want to add to the TikTok?
I just say, of course, since I'm not really directly affected by this, if you are, hopefully you have another alternative to make your profits from, or even just having just another in general.
Yeah, just bracing yourself, because the impact that this will leave, it's not just a platform gone poof, like Vine or anything like that. This is going to leave a lot of financial stress, and I made a joke on the last episode about you guys having to get a real job. I'm not being funny when I say that, although it is funny. People again are going to have to brace themselves, figure out what you're good at that you can capitalize off of that, and I guess we'll see what's to come with the rest of the changes.
I'm definitely holding on to my seat for this one.
Are you though? Are you?
Yeah, something else that I read into is such a it just involves space, and I know we get small doses of space or anything involving space travel every now and then, but I read that they're sending a message in a bottle to one of Jupiter's moons.
Okay.
And the reason being is to see if there's alien life there, extraterrestrial life.
That's interesting. I wonder why Jupiter?
Well,
Like out of all moons and planets, and why Jupiter if it's so far, when and I don't want to have this debate because I'm sure like you're ready for this, but
kind of I'm not too versed, but
if I just want to know, was the moon landing real? I'm one of those people that thinks it was a production. Johnny, I know, is one of those people
definitely
that will...
happened. Definitely happened.
So, don't you think they would have? Well, never mind.
Well, I think the main reason that they picked Jupiter is because it has so many moons. It has some. It's not even the distance, because I'm pretty sure if we had a closer planet with moons, we would have went there first. What the reason they picked Jupiter is because it has 96 moons.
Okay, that makes a little more sense, but
Like,
still, it's so far, like...
Of course, but imagine our Earth having that many moons.
How about they master the moon landing, like, actually this time?
Well, master, I think...
Not a green screen.
Well, another question that's more around Jupiter is, who's gonna respond on a moon? Like, if when we see our moon, it's just a rock of dust. It's just nothing's on there. Maybe I heard they sent tardigrades over there. It's just a little microscopic organism. I'm not sure if they survived. But are they going to respond to our message? I'm not sure.
I think I saw something about that it's going to take like 10 or 15 years for the message to land.
Yeah, and that's if they respond to it.
So I guess
we're going to get left on red.
We'll be sitting here for another 15 years. Or we may get left on red.
Mm-hmm. Mm. But it's just so interesting because why a moon? Why not the actual planet itself? And I know Jupiter has a big storm thing.
Maybe they can't get on Jupiter.
Yeah, because I think it's a gas giant if I'm not correct.
Well, now that we're on that, do you want to talk about the moon landing?
We can. I know it's always like a little.
It's an iffy topic because a lot of people like.
We're so divided. We're so divided because
not only that, a lot of people are so into like the space world. I'm again one of those people that really doesn't think anybody landed on the moon. It just it in my mind it doesn't make sense, but I feel like it opens up so many other topics that we could be sitting here for hours.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So what do you think though?
I think a lot of the space history that we've made is authentic. Because the reason we went to the moon is it was an arms race. You want to do it first. You want to be, it's like an ego thing. I think America versus Russia, a little arms race. So,
and maybe I'm just on the fence with that as well too, because like, who said America was the biggest and the best?
Well, that's what we were trying to prove during the space race. We can do it first. We can get people up there and back. Because that's the big thing, and back. Imagine getting up there and you're just there. No, it's the and back.
Wouldn't it be way easier to just like set up a production studio, get a green screen, get some fancy cameras?
Of course, but back then, whenever it was happening, a lot of this recording technology, that green screen, wasn't available. It was either it didn't exist or it was so young.
And my question too also is, if we did it 50, 60 years ago, why haven't we done it again?
Well,
are we just like
over the moon? It's just like a one-time thing. We got there because of the race, and now since we did it first, no one really likes to be second in anything race related, No one likes to be second. They always want to be the first to do this, the first to do that. So that's why we haven't been there. Plus, we can always see it from our Earth. There's nothing really interesting. Is like moon samples is, in my opinion, the only thing we can get from there is moon samples. Like a rock here, a rock there.
Well, what if they find life on the moon? Our moon. I mean,
that would definitely hit headlines.
It's like if, I don't know. It opens so many topics, and again, like I said, we could be here for hours discussing this.
Well, it's another question that arises just now is, it's a message in a bottle, like literally a message in a bottle, just like in the ocean.
I think Lola wants to pod. Say hi, Mama.
But I also read that they're sending signals out to space, just signals. Like it's like if we're broadcasting our podcast,
just sending
it's basically like us broadcasting into space. See who picks it up.
I mean, that's technically what we're doing.
Yeah, just different methods.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I'm eager to see what happens in 10 or 15 years when this message reaches Jupiter's moon. Hopefully, there. I don't want to say hopefully, but I mean, hopefully there's a big breakthrough and we find out some amazing information, and it's not just a ploy to, use this information against, humankind or.
Well, I'm not sure. The only thing
it's just you just never know with these like agencies. I'm one of those people that like I just question everything. I'm not just like.
It's not a bad mentality.
For sure,
we question everything.
I saw the moon landing. We I just question a lot of things, and again, I think everything that's happening now is going to breed in a new generation of people that just question a lot of things.
Well, we're doing that now. We're recording everything. We're always asking the questions. And I think the only real thing that's going to happen is, message is going to get there. Of course, I'm confident, even though it's not what people would like to think, I just think it's just going to land there and that's it. It's just
it'll just sit there and collect.
And then once we physically get there, we're going to like, oh, look, this was from 50 years ago, because it's just going to get there.
50 million years ago or something.
No, we're pretty quick in ingenuity,
I mean, you'd like to think that, right? But then, again, I just question so much, when you watch, the, History, Geographic Channel, you, get this information from, space, our solar system, or it's just too many questions that it's like, I don't know.
Well, of course, a lot of people...
I need to see it. I need to see proof.
Well, you can see the moon.
I want to see Jupiter's moon. One of the...
I think you can get a telescope. I'm not sure if you can view Jupiter from a telescope.
And you know what? Isn't NASA, in Houston?
Mm-hmm.
We should go on,
I went one time as a field trip, years ago.
As a child?
Mm-hmm.
We should go again. I mean, that stuff's interesting,
early high school. That's already 10 years ago.
No way.
Yeah, early high school was 10 years ago.
No way. What year did you graduate?
18. It's already 2024.
Yeah.
Well,
holy crap, dude. We're old.
Well,
we're young old though, you know?
Well, I'm going to still hang on to the thought that, I'm going to be young. I'm going to say I'm young even if I'm 30.
I mean, 30 is young, but
of course.
I think back 5 years ago I was 20. It's just time is flying.
Of course, just like the message in the bottle.
Well, I'm excited to see
what comes out of this.
How that plays out.
We have to be patient though.
Another thing, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff happening that is crazy right now. Do you want to get into I guess the highlight of our week?
We can.
Are we too soon in the episode to discuss that?
We can. Let's dive into the week. So, I think I went late last week. But the rodeo, we brought it up on the last episode, and that weekend I went to it.
I didn't get to go.
Well, you still have time. There's what?
There's a couple days left, right?
Yeah, it ends this Sunday.
Yeah.
What is it, March 17th?
I won't be going. But yeah.
I went that weekend, and it was my first time. Unfortunately, I went late in the day, so I didn't get to go to the main events. I went directly to the games, to the rides and stuff. We got there quick. We parked quick. Luckily, I got lucky on the parking.
I've heard horror stories from finding parking at the rodeo.
Oh, just regular parking is a nightmare. You try to go into HEB.
Oh yeah.
And it's just crazy.
Again,
it's crazy.
I think I said this episode 1 or 2. Stop moving to Houston, man.
But we got so lucky, after we paid, because you have to pay for parking, especially when you're closer to the rodeo.
How much was parking? An arm and a leg?
Nah, it was $20.
You're nah, it was $70.
Nah, just $120. But right after we paid and we got our wristbands, so you get wristbands for the metro. Luckily, you didn't have to pay for the metro. I don't go on metro almost at all.
Well, did you pay for the wristband?
I think it's included with the $20.
Okay. That makes sense.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if you paid for the wristband, then you paid for the metro.
Yeah. So we parked right next to the entrance.
So was this on the date that 50 Cent was playing, or do you know who was playing?
It was actually more of Spanish or Hispanic.
Oh, yeah.
Bands.
Yeah, this was Fuerza Regida and
Los Tigres del Norte.
Damn.
I missed that. I was wanting to go. We just, like I said.
Well, you got there too late, right?
Correct. My coworker, I think, went earlier in the day, and I think he saw him. When I was walking around, I did see a band playing and people dancing. It was so crowded, but I didn't know which band it was. I didn't get the name.
Wow.
And I knew it was a different band because my coworker told me that Los Tigres del Norte played like around 2:30, maybe 3. And
Early.
yeah, early in the day. And I know these these wonderful people travel so much, and they're probably just gonna do an hour, maybe an hour and a half of music.
Performing, yeah.
And they're just off to the next stop. I really liked it. Even though I didn't go to the main events in the stadium.
Well, you still got to go before, it ends.
Yeah.
I would love to go. I don't think I'll be going just because it's a little harder for me to like
schedule time and make free time.
Yeah, right now I've got like my hands full with a lot of stuff right now. So the time I can find to like take away from doing what I'm doing is usually to do this,
Nice.
or I just find myself, working.
Hey, I say if you're just working, do what you gotta do, you're good.
I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I would, I know we talked about going together, so
unfortunately we couldn't.
We couldn't, but Johnny was there, and I was there in spirit with him.
On FaceTime, no. But I did enjoy the rides. When I went, I already had a mission. And you buy tickets, and it was $1 for 2 tickets. But they didn't ration it like that. So it was what? 10 for 20, I think 20 for 40, and then you got 50 for 100 tickets. And the main shock/disappointment was the cheapest ride was 15 tickets.
Wow.
And of course I took someone, and so it's 30 for just one ride. So that's what, a little more than a quarter of your tickets already. So 2 rides, you're already 2/3 into your tickets.
You're like 1 or 2 rides, I'm already in the whole 30,000.
I did
already had to get a second mortgage on my house.
Yeah. I ended up dropping like 100 for 200 tickets.
That's not bad.
Just to enjoy a lot of the rides.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure if I just went on 100 tickets,
you'd leave wanting more.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt whenever I finished the tickets. It wasn't an even split. I know some of the rides are like 22 or 16. Just keep it even, guys. Next time, please. I can't count that much. I can't keep track of my tickets.
Yeah.
But I tried a carousel. Not a carousel. What is it?
The Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel. There you go. I always mix those up. Mm-hmm. Carousel spins.
That's like when you're 2 years old and you're riding on the pony. Johnny can't.
I can't differentiate. And then of course we took a skylift. Like, how do y'all put a skylift on a parking lot? Like,
yeah, man,
I'm not going skiing, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Just, kicking my feet above hundreds of people. A bit tempting to take my shoe off, but I was gonna lose a shoe. So.
Oh yeah. Well, my highlight, like I said, I've been pretty busy all week. My highlight is tonight. Just kicking back with this guy, potting, being here with Lola, and having a woo-saw moment.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy these moments because not only can we just talk about the things that are going on around us, because I know a lot of us are on autopilot, including me. And this, you just gotta stop and smell the roses. Well, not
where roses, the roses
literally, but where the roses.
No, yeah. So this was pretty much the highlight of my week. I am excited for next week to pretty much. I have a day off from work, which is exciting.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'll probably do some work from home for a couple hours, and then I'll get to enjoy the rest of the day with my wife, my baby. We might go somewhere Monday, like a little family outing. We did go out on, when was it? Yesterday, Thursday.
Where'd you go?
We went to the nature reservoir, the Arboretum here in Houston.
Oh, wow. And where's that?
Beautiful. It's in Memorial, close to like Memorial Drive. very beautiful, very green, and we like that kind of stuff. Like during COVID,
It sounds appealing to me as well.
yeah, we should go. You would actually like it. It's just like a trail, and there's like ponds everywhere. Beautiful flowers. Pretty.
Well, I know I don't speak for myself, but I know a lot of us people out here, we get tired of just seeing building, 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 parking lot.
That's exactly why we go there. Like I was saying, back in 2020 when the pandemic was, live and thriving, me and my wife would take pretty much all of our dates would be at the Arboretum or at the Botanical Gardens. We would just, pretty much cruise through there, have some coffee, walk, talk, get to know each other on a different level, and then that's how I got wifed up. But
Well, it does sound lovely. It sounds like a refresher.
yeah, we should do that maybe one of these days, whenever you have time from work too.
Of course.
I'm excited for like those kind of things. Like you said, here we're just kind of stuck in the city. So I want to plan a trip to like, I don't know, maybe Colorado. I like our trip last March was dope.
I definitely enjoyed it. First time asking for PTO.
We went to, what was it, Colorado Springs? Well, we were in Denver.
Correct.
We hit up a few restaurants that are like, popular, like that faux restaurant that we went to. And we went to Colorado Springs. We did the hot springs. Do you remember?
I did like that one.
You were getting your money's worth.
I did.
So I want to do that again. Just, kind of keep it on
par with the last time we went.
On par with what our usual trip would be.
Or better.
It'd be like so out of character if I'm like, yeah, we're going to Vegas, like.
Yeah, I don't know. Vegas doesn't really do it for me.
Exactly. I want to like sit in a hot spring, just relax.
Yeah.
Or like we said, go to Mexico or something. So maybe I'm trying to plan something for this summer for my wife's birthday.
Oh,
so
really?
maybe you can
tag along.
I don't know what we want to do though. We were thinking like beach vibes. We don't know if we want to do like Cancun if it's too early to fly with the baby, or go to Destin. That's just, maybe we could take a flight. It's like an 8-hour drive if we drive there, which would be easier, less nerve-wracking than hopping on a plane with a 5-6 month old.
Oh yeah.
Or I guess for fall, probably do Colorado again. I just don't want to be stranded how we were with the do you remember?
What was like with the rental?
With the rental, yeah.
Oof. I think it was so long ago.
By the way, it was our first time driving a EV, so we had a Tesla Model Y.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
I know
remember?
they have a lot of models that day. Model X, Model Y, Model this, Model that. I do remember though.
Yeah, and I don't was I driving when
it was like half and half. I know I was terrified of testing the autopilot.
No,
function.
when we caught the flat tire, it was my fault, huh?
I think you were driving, unfortunately.
So yeah, we were pretty effed up that day. Like
we made it out though.
We were stranded literally for like hours. Do you remember we were in that dark ass parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
And like my mom was like calling the tow truck and like all this.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I think what was it, curb rash?
It was, yeah, curb rash, and the tire just got chewed up by the sidewalk. But I want to do something like that. Just of course not rent an EV, maybe a truck, because it tends to get bad out there with the snow.
Yeah, we need that.
So we can probably do that in fall, like, or winter. Just get like a nice little cabin out there.
Yeah, try to spice it up from not only like maybe do some of the same things like revisiting.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, like I said, I just really want to go to that hot springs that we went to.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I did enjoy it.
I think it was called Desert Reef Hot Springs. You guys should check it out, especially if you're in the I think
area.
it was Colorado Springs or Boulder. Where do you?
I'm not sure.
Probably Colorado Springs, but check it out. Desert Reef Hot Springs. This is not sponsored in any way. It was super affordable, super like private, super.
Well, they don't allow you no technology past.
Exactly. It was very, very private, very secluded. It kind of felt like we were like in Arizona, like on a desert or something. Do you remember what it looked like? It was like a tiny little building.
It was a bunch of like
and then
hills.
past the building, yeah, it was like hills, but past the building,
It was like deserty.
it was very deserty. Past the building though, like the entrance was all like the hot springs, the natural hot springs, the man-made hot springs. So
correct.
Check it out if you're in Colorado. So pretty much I want to travel more, dude.
Of course, like I know a lot of you people get in just in the rhythm of working. If you haven't used your PTO, I do recommend it. Maybe have your own place to visit.
This guy had so much PTO, like never has ever requested a vacation. How many years have you been at that company?
3. The beginning of March.
Never took a vacation until I said, dude, take a vacation. That's why they give you these hours so that you can request personal time off. So now he's like getting in the habit of like requesting his time.
Yeah.
Being a regular, functioning adult that requires vacations, requires coffee, requires time to himself.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
I'm one of those people that's like, fuck the PTO. If I got it, if I don't got it, I'm taking that trip.
No, I'll definitely make sure I got some under the belt.
Yeah.
Just so I can go in comfort, not worrying about my employment, So
I mean,
it's whatevs.
It's whatevs. Just give it to God. See what happens. But other than that, guys, this pretty much sums up episode 5. We do look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We definitely want to thank the listeners for tuning in. It means a lot to have your support, have you guys tuned in for each episode. I mean, it warms my heart. I know it means a lot to Johnny.
Of course it does. Everything.
So God bless you guys, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Same place.
There you go. Same place, same time.
There we go.
There we go.
That took a while.
A little brain fart.
But anyway, God bless, and we'll see you guys next week.